Flosstube friends, this is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here for my May wrap-up June preview video. It is June 1st, and this is a day earlier than I would normally film, and it's probably not even going to go up for 2 days, because this is the second video I'm filming today. I just filmed my knitting update video, and that will be going up tomorrow. I still have to edit it. And then I'll have to edit this one, and I don't want to post 2 videos on the same day, so this will probably go up on Thursday. I don't have a ton of update for you guys because I spent most of last week trying to finish knitting a sock, so a lot of my craft time got spent on that. If you want to see about that, it is on the knitting video, so you can watch that if you want. The other reason that I am filming this today as opposed to tomorrow, and I forgot my wedding ring again. I took a shower after taking a walk and I forgot to put it back on. But anyways, distractions. Yeah, the other reason I'm filming this is because I need to clear off this workspace so that I can put the sewing machine back on here, because as I've mentioned, my wedding anniversary is June 23rd, and I am trying to make a quilt for my husband as a surprise wedding present, which means that I need to have the space back so that I can get sewing, and I have to sew like a mad woman. I need 42 quilt squares, and I need to have those done. I think I need to do at least 4 a day in order to have time to lay them out and then piece it and then do the sandwiching and the quilting and get it all done. I am really pushing it this time. I did make my husband a table runner, and I forgot to bring it here, so I will film a little segment showing it at the end and insert it in the quilting section of this video, but just realized I forgot that. So I spent a lot of time working on that. Actually, I'm really distracted about not having that here, so I'm gonna pause this and then restart it because I don't want to forget to share that with you guys. I spent a lot of time working on that, so I will be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I have it. I knew I was forgetting something. I spent a significant amount of time working on this, like, 2-3 whole days. Actually, now that I think about it, it's a miracle I finished the socks by the end of the week because I spent a lot of time working on this for our dating anniversary, which was this last weekend. And so I will talk about that in a minute. We'll start with the cross stitch updates. I only worked on 4 things. I know I didn't do an update last week, so this is 2 weeks worth of update. But like I said, most of my time got spent knitting that sock and finishing this runner thing that I will show you in a minute. But to begin with, let's start with the Slithering Common Room. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this is what it looked like last time I showed you guys. And here it is now. So I have started adding a little bit of backstitch because this piece has a ton of backstitching, and I don't want to save that all for the end. And yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm probably going to move the Q-snap over a bit so that I can get to this area. So that I can get everything that's on the side of there. But yeah, I am really loving this piece. I think it looks great so far. I'm really, really loving it. Next we have Raven Queen from Mirabilia. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this is what it looked like last time I showed you guys. And here it is now. Oops, put that up to have a little extra. So I am almost done working on this big column area. I just have to do the fill-in over here, and then I've also been working on that down there. So I am really happy with how this is looking and how it's all coming together so far. I will soon need to move my Q-snap if I don't take this off the Q-snap now, but I am really loving this project. I definitely waited too long to start it. Should have started it sooner because I love it. Next we have the May Cottage of the Month. I will insert a picture of what it looked like last time, and I only did 100 stitches on this during the month. I did this and I started the trunk. Maybe it was 200 stitches. It might have been 200 stitches. It was either 100 or 200. But yeah, that is what it looks like. This is one that I am hoping to finish this month and work on the June one if possible, because I will talk about that in a little bit. The final piece we have is Summer Queen by Mirabilia. And so I worked on, I hope I inserted a picture of what it looked like last time. But I worked on the white down here, this white over here, and then all of this blue color in here. So that means that there were 3 pieces that did not get worked on, 3 Mirabilias that I did not work on, and that would be, I didn't work on Spring Queen, so I'm hoping to maybe fit her in a little bit this month before it officially turns to summer. I did not work on Persephone, and that's because I started working her on my floor stand, and I just never felt like taking off Lady of the Flag, especially with this last weekend being Memorial Day weekend. I just wanted to leave Lady of the Flag on there, so I didn't work on Persephone. I might take off Lady of the Flag now and put Persephone on for when my husband and I watch TV in the evenings. So I might do that and leave her on for the month. And then the final one is I didn't restart Portrait of Veronica, and I am thinking that I might restart her in July, which is my birthday month, and I might make that as like my focus piece for July, or at least the piece I leave on the floor stand. I haven't fully decided. I might, and I've kind of been thinking that I might do a thing where I put one piece on my floor stand and have that as kind of a focus for the month for things that I work on while downstairs, and just rotate it every month. So that's an idea I'm playing with. We'll see. But overall, I made some excellent progress this Maynia with my Mirabilias. This is the most I've stitched in a long time, and it was so great, and it has me wanting to do maybe designer focused months in the future with different designers, because I have quite a few lavender and laces that I could give a focus month. I have quite a few frosted pumpkins I could give a focus month. Same with let's see, I have a lot of country cottage, I could do that for. I have a lot of, not Clouds Factory, there we go, and so, and Carolyn Manning. So I think that that could be a fun thing. I really enjoyed doing this, so we will see going forward what I do. Let me get these out of the way. Now I do have 2 quilting projects to talk about, so I will share with you guys the one that I did for my husband's anniversary present, and this is it. So it could be a table runner. However, what I made it for is my husband has for a long time wanted a cloth covering for the pass-through in our entryway, and this is actually really a present of love because I really don't want one. It's not a look I like. I don't like covering things to keep dust off. I'd rather wipe it down. It's not a look I like, but it's one he likes, and so I made this for him to put there because he really wanted something. And so this is what I made. I used a charm pack that I had received. It was actually a freebie, so that was nice. And I like to make him presents from my stash as much as I can while I'm not working, because then it's not like he's spending his own money on presents for himself. So I had this black fabric in my stash. I even had some leftover batting that fit this, so that was really great that I was able to do all this. I used a high contrast thread because I thought that looked so fun. Like, even though you're not really going to see the back, I thought it looked so fun. So for quilting, I did stitch in the ditch, and I went over all of the pieces so you can see what each block looked like. And I just thought that was a lot of fun. Now, the reason this took so long is because when I went to make my quilt sandwich, I used spray-based, which I always use. And for those of you who don't quilt, what that is it's basically like a spray glue. And so instead of using pins to keep the layers all connected while you quilt, you can use this. And I've always used it. I've never had problems. This time, however, I was rushing or not thinking clearly or whatever. I flipped around so that my backing, so I glued it to the right side, the side that should be showing on the back, which meant I had this huge seam down the back that should not be shown. So what happened is I had a spare strip of this black fabric, and I don't know how well you can see. I'll stand up to hopefully help. I put it down right here where that seam is, and I hand stitched the whole length on both sides to, well, I first folded it in and sewed up a seam so that all loose ends of fabric would not be showing. And then I hand stitched it all the way, and that took 5 to 6 hours. I had a blister on my finger from where I was pushing the needle, but the next day was our anniversary and I knew I had to do it. Oh my gosh, it was a complete nightmare. It was such a nightmare. I tried to peel off the batting so that I could flip it, and it would just didn't want to come, but also the part that would peel off, there was just residue left over from the glue residue, but also the batting residue, like the fuzz and everything, and I just knew I couldn't turn it over and flip it and use it. It just wouldn't work. So I had to do this, and oh my gosh, it was such a nightmare. Like, I can't even. I can't believe I made that mistake. But anyways, so that's what took so long on this stupid table runner. Well, table runner entry route thing. I don't know. But it's done. It's been gifted. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So that is that. And now I can return this to him. So that leaves my current quilt project, which is the present for my husband. So I finished cutting all of the fabric and I sewed my first block. So you guys have an idea of what it looks like. So it's actually like this. When you start in the center with these two small ones, and then you keep working out and around, and the strips get bigger and bigger. But so this is what the first block looks like. I am really pleased with it. I only need 41 more. So I've really got to make about 4 a day, which is why I had to film this today, so I could get the sewing machine back out and get boogie woogieing. I have started the second one. So you can see they're all going to be different. Same color palette, but different. Anyways, so I started this one, and what I do is I lay out all of the blocks, make sure I like how it looks, and then I pick them up in the order I need to sew them. So here are the rest of the strips that need to be sewn. Oops. Ah, no. I want to pick out of this thread. Okay. They're still in order. We're all good. So once the initial round is done, it becomes really easy to know where you're adding the next strip, because it will be the place with 3. It's always going to be 3 of them. So that's how you know what order to rotate it in. So this one will be the next block to add. So I'll add that, then I will flip it, and you see, you know, you go this way because now there's 3 pieces of fabric, as opposed to turning it the other way, there would only be 2. So that's how I always remember which way to sew it. But anyways, this is going to be my main priority for the month. I have to finish this by the 23rd, which is our anniversary. I mean, technically, he wouldn't be upset if I gave it to him unfinished. I just, for sure, at least need to finish the top so he can see what it's going to look like. Even though this is not really his color palette, it's more mine, I guess. But it's going to be a quilt that fits our bed, because right now the quilt that we have on there is the very first quilt I ever made, and I made it for a double-sized bed, not a queen, so it doesn't really fit. Basically, I'm the only one who uses it because I don't share it. And so this will be something we can both use. The second anniversary is cotton anniversary, if you go by that. I don't think I gave him a paper related one for the first year, so I like to look and see what they are to try to maybe come up with an idea that could work with it. But if it doesn't, I'm not stressed about that. But this is the cotton anniversary. I thought it was perfect for this, and I really would like to accomplish this. We will see, but hopefully. So that is my quilting progress update. Move that to the side so that I can clear out some space. Next, we will talk about my cross-stitching related plans for the rest of the month. Hang on. I don't have a ton of cross-stitching related plans because my main focus is going to be on that quilt. However, I am trying to keep it secret, and so when we're downstairs together or we're doing things, I need to have something else that I can work on. So I decided for that I would just look at my whip goes for this month. So this month, squares number 1 and 17 were called. So for me, square number 1 is the Twisted Band Sampler. Sorry. Now, I have not fully decided which of my 3 band samplers I'm gonna use. I still have to make that decision, but I will share all 3 with you. The first one we have, the first one I started was the DMC one. So I'm just stitching this with DMC. It is the one that I'm the furthest along on. And I do think it's really pretty. So here's where I am at on that. My second one is stitched on black fabric, and I am using Thread Picker's Ocean Depths pack colorway. So actually, let me show you like this. So this is how the colors work, and I think this is just a really beautiful fade. I love it. I am stitching it on black like I mentioned, and here is where I am at on that. So not so very far. Only 2 colors done. The third one is actually the Twisted Rainbow, but whatever. And I am stitching this with Thread Picker's Rainbow Pack. And this is what the colors look like. I think it's really pretty. And this is the one I have the least amount done on. And here it is. So hardly anything done on this one. Yeah. So I'm still deciding which one to do, and I need to do 1,000 stitches on it. Oh, it's kind of harder to count specialty stitches, so I might just do, maybe what I'll do is a band on each of them and count that as complete. So that is Twisted Band Sampler. The final square was the Cottage of the Month series from Country Cottage Needleworks, which is great because I was working on that May one. However, I still have several of them that are not complete, and they're all right here. So this is May and where I'm at. This is June, and this is where I am at on it. July, and this is where I am at. This is August, and where I am at on that. September, and this is where I'm at on September, so doing pretty good. November, and this is where I'm at on November. And December is the worst of all. This is what December will look like. Like, it's my favorite looking one. However, it's the one I've done the least on. So, I was saying just now that I would work on May and finish that. But what I might actually do is work on June, and if I have stitches left over after I finish June, then go back to May. I want to focus on each month in its month, and with May having already been passed, there's not really a big pressure to finish that before May's over, because that didn't happen. So September's is so close to being done. In September, I could probably come back to May and finish that. So we will see. No guarantees on what I'm going to do there. The final plan that I had for when I finish those whip goes, I'm still behind on several whip goes, and instead of focusing on that, I had a different plan, and that is the way that I track stitching challenges and projects is I have them all listed, like each project as I'm working on it, I have listed on a page here. And I'll write the challenge and I'll say, like for London Gardens, I need 500 stitches for the Pride and Prejudice challenge. I'm at, over here, I wrote 287 when I stopped working on it. So I still need to do 213 stitches to complete that challenge. I would really like to clear, I have 16 projects in here right now. I really want to clear those out from the challenges, because after that, I want my focus to be completing and catching up with my group in the Stitchy Quest. But I have a lot of projects that are, I have a lot of projects that are related to those stitching quests, so I want to clear those out so that I can just go from the first quest I haven't finished and work on it like that until I get caught up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as my secondary goal for this month, and also possibly into next month, July. So this summer, I really would like to catch up with my group for Stitchy Quest. So that's my overall focus for the season, the summer season. We will see how I do. I am quite far behind. I have bits and pieces on a ton of quests, but still a lot of open ones to be finished. So in the past, I've kind of gone through the quest to find a challenge that will fit the piece I'm currently working on, but it's taking a long time now to click through so many quests, and I just really want to work the opposite way. Like, I have some where I just have one 200 stitch quest left in that quest, so task 200 stitch task in the quest, and I just want to knock that out. So that's what I'm going to look to do, and I'm going to make Stitchy Quest the main priority as opposed to the daily 30. I'm dropping out of the zombie run because I just haven't done it for 2 months, and it's like an added pressure I don't really want to do. I enjoy the concept of it, and it is really fun. I just really want to catch up with my group, and then I can focus with other groups. So that's kind of my idea on what I want to do, so that eventually I can work on other groups' challenges, but also be caught up on my own groups and not feel so like left behind from my own group's challenge. So that's kind of my other idea. I want to talk real briefly about planners. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I love to plan and I love planners. I was going to switch to a bullet journal this year, but then I found this tutor planner and I did that. And I love the tutor planner. There's a lot of elements I love. I'm just not utilizing it at all, basically. And so I was in Michael's the other day with my husband, and the Happy Planners were on sale for 40%, and I did Happy Planners for about 2 years. And so I just spur of the moment decided to get a Happy Planner. Now this one is an 18-month Happy Planner that starts in July and goes till the end of 2022. So I'm not fully sure how I'm going to utilize it yet. If I'm going to make this more of like a family planner, like maybe I might have like the top row for me, the second row for my husband, and the third row for dogs or something like that. And maybe I'll keep using my tutor one for my hobbies, because that's mainly what I've been using it for, is hobbies. And so mainly actually for challenges, because let me show you in the May one. There are so many side boxes that I was able to put all of the challenges in and be able to monitor the monthly challenges. And then when you go, like, I mean, you'll see I didn't utilize this at all. But the very next one, I put in the daily 30 challenge that ended that week. I used to put in the projects, and I would color in what days I would work on them or how many hours, and I would write down like that. So I think that this one works great for hobbies. I did also, however, not buy it. She does these on Indiegogo. She puts them up and the campaign ended, and I had it open for about a month contemplating getting it, and I didn't, because I just haven't been using it as much as I would like to. So I still want to use this for the rest of the year, and I also want to use the Happy Planner. And what I might end up doing is getting a bullet journal for next year and using the bullet journal for my hobbies, my cross-stitching challenges, knitting challenges, things like that. And having this as more like an appointments and family stuff planner, and having my hobbies be a separate one. I've tried combining them in the past, and in the end it usually gets taken over with hobbies. And so I really don't want to be missing appointments or things like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I have a bunch of stickers I'm really excited to get to use again, because I haven't been able to use stickers with this. They're just different sizes, so it doesn't really work. And so I'm excited to get to use my stickers again, and just spend some time with that creative aspect. So going forward, I might show some of my monthly and weekly spreads, but again, we are not there yet because this starts in July. So I did subscribe to a monthly sticker subscription that includes like a monthly cover stickers, and then like enough stickers that will cover about 2 weeks, and then I can be creative with the other 2 weeks and then each month. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, it's been a while since I've been excited about planning, so I'm pretty happy to be able to do that again. So that's really all I have to share, except for one more thing, and this is completely not related, but we've been talking about me needing to lower my blood sugars, and the effects that has on pregnancy, and the fact that when you have high blood sugars, there's a higher risk of miscarriage or babies being born with birth defects and things like that. And so one of the biggest problems I have with sugar is my beverages. I have been able to switch completely over to 0 sugars, not diet because I don't like the taste of diet, but like Pepsi 0, root beer 0, Coke 0. I've been able to switch over to that. However, I have not been successful with tea without sugar. I can't. I don't like it. It doesn't taste good to me. So, one thing I heard about, I was watching, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm mind blanking on her channel, Pam's Crafty Corner, her Stitch Mania vlogs, and on one of them she made cold brew coffee, and she was talking about how that was supposed to be less bitter and like even have a sweeter taste to it. And then I knew that this was something that got talked about a lot on the tea group I'm on Facebook, and so I decided to look it up and everything and to try it. And so this is my second bag of cold brewed tea, herbal tea, and I have not had to use sugar, which, I mean, it doesn't taste as sweet as I would like. It tastes good, but it doesn't taste like sweet. But I'm still really happy that I can drink it and be okay with it not having sugar. And so I brought this flavor. This one is peachy berry herbal tea. This one is really good. It's from Plum Deluxe. It was one of the monthly teas like 2 months ago, I think. It's got red rooibos, green rooibos, blueberries, raspberry leaves, peach pieces, rosehip, hibiscus, cranberries, blue cornflower, and peach blueberry essence. And I don't like blueberries, but the blueberries add a tiny bit of sweetness to it that makes this really quite good. And so I'm really enjoying it. What I do is I add 2 tablespoons to a quart size. I'm using a leftover tea container that was from a store-bought tea, and I put 2 tablespoons in there, and I fill it up with water, give it a good shake. And the directions I found online said to leave it for 8 to 24 hours. I always leave mine for 24 hours at least. And then what you're able to do is you're able to reuse those leaves. So after that first initial brew, then you put it in the refrigerator because you're cold brewing it. You're not sun brewing it. And I then drink that. I use a strainer, but I keep the leaves in the container. So like what comes out on top from straining it into this container, I just put back in the container. And then after I finish it, you're able to reuse those same leaves for an additional brew, but so that it isn't too watered down, I added 1 more tablespoon, and then I keep doing that until I've finished up a package. So I'm on my second brew with this bag. This finished it, so I need to go add another tablespoon and get it back into the fridge. But it's been really good, and it's nice to be drinking something that is better for me. And my sugar levels are improving because of it. Because instead of, I would used to like brew a big cup of tea, like hibiscus tea, and add sugar to it, and then I would drink that throughout the day. But so instead of doing that, I'm able to drink this, and it's still really good. And I've lost about 5 pounds, so that's good. But yeah, I really recommend giving this a try. It doesn't have the bitter taste that you get when you boil tea. And yeah, it's just really, really yummy. So highly recommend it. That's all, and I will talk to you guys in a week where I hopefully have more quilt squares to show you. So, talk to you later. Bye, guys.